Thragg is the strongest Viltrumite in history and arguably the most powerful character in the entire Invincible universe. With overwhelming strength, incredible speed, near invulnerability, and thousands of years of combat experience, he stands far above warriors like Omni-Man and Invincible. But just how powerful is the Grand Regent of the Viltrum Empire? In this video, we'll break down all of Thragg's powers, abilities, and weaknesses. Powers and abilities. Thragg's incredible power comes from his Viltrumite physiology, a race known for possessing some of the most advanced genetics in the universe. Like all Viltrumites, he has a wide range of superhuman abilities, including immense strength, speed, durability, and the ability to fly. However, what makes Thragg truly different is that Viltrumites become stronger with age, experience, and constant combat. And Thragg has spent thousands of years pushing his body to its absolute limits, trained from birth to be the ultimate warrior, blessed with exceptional genetics, and hardened by countless battles across centuries. He has perfected every aspect of his abilities. Because of this, Thragg is widely considered the strongest Viltrumite in history, standing at the very peak of his species' power and combat skill. Decelerated aging. One of Thragg's most impressive biological advantages is his incredibly slow aging process. As a Viltrumite, he ages at a much slower rate than most species, and this effect becomes even more pronounced as he gets older. Because of this, Thragg can remain in his physical prime for thousands of years without suffering the normal effects of aging. Even after centuries of warfare and countless battles, he retains the same strength, stamina, vitality, and combat effectiveness that made him feared across the galaxy. Dominant genus. Thragg's genetic makeup is extraordinarily powerful, even by Viltrumite standards. Like other Viltrumites, he is capable of having offspring with many different species. But his DNA is so dominant that it almost completely overrides the genetic traits of the other parent. This means that his children inherit mostly Viltrumite characteristics, both physically and biologically, often appearing nearly identical to pure-blooded Viltrumites. Due to Thragg's exceptional genetics and status as the strongest Viltrumite, this genetic dominance is even more pronounced in his offspring. If the other parent's species is genetically compatible, the child can develop Viltrumite powers more quickly and eventually gain the full range of abilities associated with the Viltrumite race. Flight. Thragg's ability to fly comes from a unique balancing system located within his inner ears, a natural trait shared by all Viltrumites. This biological mechanism allows him to defy gravity, levitate, and travel through the air at incredible speeds. What makes Thragg's flight especially dangerous is his extraordinary level of control and precision. He can instantly change direction, stop, accelerate, or maneuver around obstacles without losing momentum. Whether he's flying through a planet's atmosphere or the vacuum of space, Thragg can adapt effortlessly to his surroundings. His unmatched agility and responsiveness in flight make him an incredibly difficult opponent to track, evade, or engage in aerial combat. Superhuman strength. Thragg possesses unimaginable physical strength, making him the most powerful Viltrumite ever known. His raw power far surpasses that of even the strongest members of his species, allowing him to dominate elite Viltrumite warriors with little effort. A single punch from Thragg carries enough force to inflict devastating damage, and he has demonstrated this by effortlessly overpowering and killing some of the most powerful beings in Viltrumite history, including members of the Viltrumite leadership and Thetis. His strength is so immense that during his first battle with Nolan Grayson, also known as Omni-Man, Thragg struck him in space with enough force to send him crashing onto Viltrum like a massive meteor. Later in the same conflict, he delivered another punch from the planet's surface that launched Nolan all the way back into space at incredible speed. The force behind this attack was so great that the air around Thragg became violently disturbed as he prepared the strike, creating a powerful vortex caused purely by the buildup of his overwhelming physical power. Thragg's strength is not limited to punches. In close-quarters combat, he was able to impale Nolan straight through the torso, demonstrating the terrifying level of force he can exert. He also completely outclassed Mark Grayson, overwhelming him with ease and bringing him close to death during their encounters. These feats firmly establish Thragg as the pinnacle of Viltrumite strength and one of the physically strongest beings in the Invincible universe. Against Oliver, Thragg's overwhelming strength was also displayed during his fight with Oliver Grayson. He effortlessly crushed Oliver's right hand with a single grip, shattered his jaw with a brutal strike, and then tore off his arm with one devastating backhand. The entire encounter showcased the massive gap in power between Thragg and even powerful Viltrumite hybrids. He later proved his superiority once again by overpowering Battle Beast, one of the most feared warriors in the universe, in an incredibly brutal battle. Nigh invulnerability, Thragg possesses an extraordinary level of durability that surpasses every other known Viltrumite. His body is so resilient that even attacks from elite Viltrumites often fail to cause meaningful damage. In many cases, opponents are more likely to injure themselves than harm him. During his battle with Mark Grayson, an enraged Invincible unleashed a powerful punch directly to Thragg's face, creating a massive shockwave. However, Thragg barely reacted, while Mark appeared to hurt his own hand from the impact. Even repeated attacks from an emotionally charged Mark failed to stagger or move him. Nolan Grayson was able to briefly push Thragg back with a surprise attack, but the blow caused little to no real damage. What makes this feat even more impressive is that Mark had previously been capable of staggering incredibly powerful Viltrumites like Conquest. Yet against Thragg, his attacks seemed almost completely ineffective. This immense durability makes Thragg one of the toughest beings in the Invincible universe. Superhuman speed Thragg is not only the strongest Viltrumite, but also the fastest. His speed allows him to cross vast planetary distances within seconds and travel through space at incredible velocities. He can rapidly close the distance between himself and his targets, as demonstrated when he effortlessly caught up to both Nolan and Mark, despite their attempts to escape. In combat, his reaction speed is equally terrifying. He can evade surprise attacks with minimal movement, often dodging strikes before his opponents even realize he has reacted. His reflexes allow him to process and respond to threats almost instantly, giving him a massive advantage in battle. Thragg's flight speed is so extreme that he can overtake other Viltrumites with ease, even disrupting their flight paths simply by passing them at high velocity. This includes elite warriors such as Anissa, who is considered exceptionally fast among her species. His speed is also evident in his attacks, as he was able to decapitate Thetis so quickly and precisely that Thetis had no opportunity to react or defend himself. Combined with his immense strength and durability, Thragg's incredible speed makes him one of the most dangerous beings in the entire Invincible universe. Regenerative healing factor. Thragg possesses an incredibly powerful healing factor that allows him to recover from injuries that would be fatal to most beings. Broken bones, torn muscles, damaged organs, and other severe wounds can heal completely without leaving any lasting effects. He is even capable of regenerating lost teeth after sustaining heavy damage in battle. While minor injuries may heal within minutes or days, more serious wounds can take weeks or even months to fully recover. This remarkable regenerative ability enables Thragg to continue fighting through extreme punishment and return to peak condition after devastating battles. In addition, his advanced Viltrumite biology makes him highly resistant to diseases, toxins, and other harmful contaminants that would affect ordinary life forms. Superhuman senses. Thragg's senses are vastly superior to those of a normal human, giving him exceptional awareness of his surroundings. His hearing is so advanced that he can detect sounds from enormous distances and focus on specific noises while filtering out distractions. This allows him to track targets, identify threats, and gather information with incredible precision. His eyesight is equally impressive, enabling him to see distant objects with remarkable clarity as if they were only a few feet away. Combined with his enhanced balance and spatial awareness, Thragg can maintain perfect control over his movements, whether he is fighting at high speeds, flying through space, or engaging multiple opponents at once. Superhuman lung capacity. Thragg possesses an extraordinary lung capacity that allows him to survive for extended periods without breathing. Unlike ordinary beings who rely on a constant supply of oxygen, he can function effectively in environments where air is unavailable. This ability allows him to travel through the vacuum of space, engage in combat beyond planetary atmospheres, and endure long periods without oxygen with little to no impairment. Combined with his other Viltrumite abilities, this makes him exceptionally well-suited for interstellar travel and warfare across the cosmos. Intimidation. Thragg's greatest weapon is not always his physical power, but the fear he inspires in those around him. As Grand Regent of the Viltrum Empire, he commands obedience through calculated displays of authority and dominance. Rather than relying on anger or dramatic outbursts, Thragg remains calm and composed, making his threats even more terrifying. He has no hesitation in executing subordinates who fail him and can silence even elite Viltrumite warriors with a few words or actions. At times, he intentionally spares those who disappoint him, reinforcing the idea that survival itself depends on remaining useful to him. This creates an atmosphere where loyalty is driven by both fear and respect. Even among the most powerful Viltrumites, his mere presence is often enough to command silence and absolute obedience. Master combatant from the moment he was born, Thragg was trained to become the ultimate Viltrumite warrior. Thousands of years of combat experience, combined with relentless training and natural talent, have made him one of the most skilled fighters in the universe. He excels in hand-to-hand combat and Viltrumite warfare, consistently defeating highly experienced opponents through precision, discipline, and overwhelming efficiency. Every movement and strike is calculated, allowing him to overwhelm enemies with minimal wasted effort. His unmatched combat skill is one of the key reasons he is widely regarded as the strongest Viltrumite in history. Master Tactician Thragg is not only a powerful warrior, but also a brilliant strategist. Throughout his reign as Grand Regent, he demonstrated exceptional tactical intelligence, carefully planning both military campaigns and political decisions. He understands when to use overwhelming force and when to rely on patience, deception, or psychological warfare. After the devastating effects of the Scourge virus weakened the Viltrum Empire, Thragg adapted his strategies to ensure the survival of his people, shifting from direct conquest to long-term infiltration and repopulation plans. His ability to analyze situations, exploit weaknesses, and adapt to changing circumstances makes him just as dangerous as a leader as he is a fighter. Weaknesses. Ideological rigidity. Despite his intelligence and tactical brilliance, Thragg's greatest psychological weakness is his unwavering belief in Viltrumite supremacy. He firmly believes that strength alone determines a person's value and that the Viltrumite Empire has the right to rule over all others. While this conviction makes him a determined leader, it also blinds him to alternative viewpoints and solutions. He often dismisses philosophies that prioritize cooperation, compassion, or diplomacy, such as those advocated by Thetis. This rigid mindset can cause him to underestimate opponents, overlook potential allies, and pursue ruthless strategies that ultimately harm the very empire he seeks to protect. Sensitivity to high frequencies. Like all Viltrumites, Thragg possesses a vulnerability to extremely high-frequency sounds. Due to the specialized inner ear structures that enable Viltrumite flight and balance, intense frequencies can disrupt his equilibrium and cause severe physical discomfort. Exposure to such sounds can impair his ability to fly, interfere with his coordination, and inflict intense pain. The stronger the frequency, the greater the effect, making it one of the few naturally occurring weaknesses shared by all Viltrumites. Extreme force. Although Thragg is widely regarded as the strongest Viltrumite in history, he is not completely invincible. Like any physical being, he can be injured by sufficient force. Opponents who possess comparable or greater levels of strength and durability are capable of harming him through direct combat. However, the number of beings capable of matching Thragg's physical power is extraordinarily small, making this weakness difficult to exploit in practice.